Would Well, that's how stupid you look. I'm sure I do look stupid. Would you please get? We'll do like a mocking soundbite. That's what cops do. Would you please get John Wayne Gacy and Otis Toole out of my house as in progress as possible at 4 o'clock in the morning? Still, sorry, he doubted it with all that to say that that was the worst predatory sexual behavior an animal ever engaged in. He said he didn't want it on the internet, but it's too late. It's on the internet now. He's doing this. His friends. There are. Would you get him in? That's my ninth anus because I've stuck them everything and everything they've done. Would you please get this freak show into custody? You lady, look at the dirty old nun and gooch that you get for living in Vegas in a trailer. You lady. Why was they're going to need Tonio out of uniform? They apparently need John Wayne Gacy in custody with the amount of crime Tonio's committed. With that, why did you? They want to relive their crimes. He even recreated like the year-long kidnapping. 11 years later, after all the years of these men stalking on the exact same tech they had, only without the sexual assault device. Turned on, they weren't allowed to use it in Raleigh because Tonio didn't feel it. He decides what should be used and not used. You're not going to get any sleep with that thing turned up like that. So you better just stay up, drink some coffee. And I get it. You'd be normal. Well, this is for Tony Edo to judge. Well, it said that there. It said nothing of the sort. You called it in and then like recreated because somebody was giving Tony Edo a hard time about what he did in 2017. I mean, to think that they would give John Wayne the Beast in a tax bracket like the one you don't have any money for the tax bracket. You didn't even pay taxes. You didn't even know that. To say that Neto wasn't allowed to do that there. So Dirty Dave wasn't domestically abusive. You found all the men domestically abusive, and they're not. Men are beautiful monsters. That's his. Okay. Penis on her. No, you broke the law. You did not break life for women in North Carolina to this level. You're not a North Carolinian women. I just do my job. I serve warrants. When a Neto serves his warrant, he was told to say no to that. This is his stuff in here. They're never getting it to shut down his stuff in Las Vegas, Nevada. They're never getting. They want to do drugs. They're up in the middle of the night. Well, this could be the manic depression. Have we seen any signs of manic depression go? Well, he thought he did. Tony reporting this was the manic depression. He lied about that and did that. To say he's lied about that and he did that there. The incredible, disgusting acts of Tony Edo, the most evil, mentally retarded criminal construction worker to ever speak. Everything done and said out of the most bizarre behavior man ever engaged in criminally. Everything done and said in the incredible accent of the Tony Edo's crimes. Maybe they want you not molesting women and kids in Vegas. We can't believe you're allowing him to use a sexual assault device on a woman in Las Vegas this badly. They need whoever you're friends with in custody also, it says, on that. Those are his men. He gave the link out to some other pornographers, we think. Well, that woman deserved. They don't deserve it. It was a crime. You committed a crime. He gave you another 5 years probation for a reason, my dear. And you were lying about his kidnapping where he created this evidence. Oh, to say that you must have written to you like Mr. Crime. I get sexually abused that as much as I want. Hold on, I'm sitting down in my chair. He said I could be in here to do that there. Because Tony Edo allowed these men as much as they want. The thing was in the jail with me in 2021 and not on a cell phone stalk. It followed me. The gang rape 9 again were so hideously domestically abusive and sexually abusive. They sounded like Tony Edo. But they probably were. When I was back in the apartment in Cary. he literally just rapes women as much as possible on the thing. Or I mean, he sexually abuses and domestically abuses and sexually assaults women more hideously than any man has ever sexually abused. Well, you that's what Todietto mocked at there. You say he mocks stuff? Wait, he's criminals. Yeah, which means Todietto can do anything he wants in here. You lady, no one would believe that about law enforcement. I said, you lady, you would be against an Anetto. This guy against Anettos. Right? Right? So I get to beat and sexually abuse. I think this woman's crazy, some dirty, old, crazy woman. He said, Anettos are not beautiful, wonderful, totally law-abiding. That is tough stuff, not rough stuff. To say that about Anetto.
Yes, I've recreated.
He probably purposely recreated. He is so hideously criminal that gentleman. They need him out of office. You're a year-long kidnapping and Carol. No, that's his jelly bean. You are so spoiled, lady. Eating jelly beans without. Well, in my house, of 15 affirmation schizophrenic children. My filthy trailer. But then who was going to do that and there? They would take his stuff from him. Well, you could have gotten in a fight, lady. We like to mock, and people do stuff that's so criminal to a schizophrenic freak. I can see that on that. These men are going to sexually abuse you now, too. You must have been standing next to some of these men. These are always these men. He wants to talk about how he said time. You haven't, this man hasn't stopped committing the crime. And I don't care, even a crazy man falsified my evidence. There, your evidence? They falsified evidence in kidnapping. There's no such thing as that. In this case, there is. That's falsified created evidence by a sex offender. Here are the sex offenders. It's the same guys. Maybe you like my story. He was telling that earlier too. What the hell is this man doing to these people? And Anetto has this magical ability, and he called the cops on him. So he decided to, like we discussed before, gang rape, sexual abuse, stalk, retaliate. And apparently Otis was his best friend ever, and they sex and together as children. Maybe Poncarelli talk about those. Okay. That was low, man. It's correct. Really, yeah. Compared to normal. We didn't believe that. We just go, let's interact. You have to interact with evidence if you're going to keep doing anything at all. You violated every law known to God and man, and are the most retarded and schizophrenic man to ever spake. I'm not sophisticated to enforce these warrants. I wanted another warrant against Miss Gasper, and they wouldn't give it to me in Las Vegas. They said no, but they didn't say I couldn't do this. Didn't they put like somebody heard Otis Toole's mouth and reported it, and there was a warrant out for him, and they like overturned it. Well, they overturned your warrant. I'm not doing what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You are an extreme schizophrenic out loud talker. So you scream, I'm following a woman and child around Target. I plan to follow them home on their cell phone and be a dirty guy, a dirty guy in her bedroom. Okay, well that's normal. And my schizophrenic Rambo, you come back in the house and he likes to lick children. Okay. And he looks like a guy. What is wrong with that dude? Who raped and murdered a child and stuck them in a wall. What was about licking lady parts? Your language. Well, that's what Tony would say. He's never heard a lady use language like that. Well, they'll go after Annetto any way possible. You know how bad it is for a poor Annetto. This guy would be the most evil man to ever exist. And unfortunately, he does actually do that. The other guy has been like it'll be me on the phone, or it'll be my mom and dad on the phone. There was a man on our porch. Really? Again, Lauren's not even here. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. Well, that's why Miss Casper, that they could get sick from this because they can't scream as much as an Annetto. Annetto, why are you screaming? And next thing you know, Annetto's screaming at my dad. Yeah. Or the equivalent, or at me. Yeah. See, you want that. That's why it's not an ice cream truck, kids. It's not a candy truck. It's hard work. And earning things to my sexual abuse in your house. I think the child was a target in America once. This thing followed her home on her cell phone, her mother. Dipping dots, and the other one said, we was at Capitol Boulevard Knights play about like when a little boy would say that. And then this insane last year thing where they're just going to chase people around and every second they're going to abuse them. Well, that's what it says. And he's going to abuse those also. There are probably like extremely traumatized, half dead, sexually abused children somewhere. Because he can follow people home on cell phones the same as he did me. It's pretty like solid. It's solid. He goes back to the same people, so it might be slightly hard for him to get some of the like. But because police need to follow, apparently there's police apps that need to follow perps for because they're not supposed to misuse them. Like a police officer has a gun, handcuffs in a large prison system jail, and enough downtown. But you have apps for like there was a mugging and there's the mugger driving away in his car. So you can mirror their phone. Versus your cell phone's there. You know, like, I mean, I'm not sure you're walking down in Las Vegas. Needs to get him off their airwaves. I think it's making him worse wherever they are. Oh, yeah. Earwaves? Yeah, magical ones. It's called like a speakerphone in your cell phone. Installing people on your cell phone and their internet account. Oh my, well, you did, and then it knows exactly what it is again. That's his stuff. That is not your stuff. Oh my God, you can mirror a terrorist. You could be a terrorist. Put that on. That's like 500 pounds of pressure for a car. So you get for sending this. Okay, this out to all those people on the email list. You did get a life, lady. You should, yes, you lady. You lady. So, Ted Bundy needs to stop telling his cancer about the crackhead. He needs to stop telling his cancer about shit. Yes, because he actually had you in a mental hospital. They'll accept like I just didn't know what that was because I didn't expect America to be this messed up over here. You did it for 11 years prior almost. You did it for a very long time. It was reported to you. There must have been 50,000 people, he said. You cut my phone line so thoroughly with that thing, which has no use in law enforcement whatsoever. Well, we were in progress, according to that guy from mental health. He said no again. For 11 years of this is the problem. Every day, I just pick up the cell phone, dial 911, and the police arrest you, lady. You for mental health. Well, you look pretty mentally ill with all that. Well, he likes to viciously attack that. He viciously attacks a person's body and then follows them around on this thing. Well, it's his case. I didn't know what that was. Say that. That's what I meant by that. Hold on. I have to go interact with the woman reporting me for things 24/7. Well, it's my case even. Now they electrocute him so they don't have their thing on because their hands are starting to heal. He likes his bruises and bite marks because he's told you know what in the hell did you give our law enforcement security access to now on him? No, I always have to go back and say that. Okay, and it'll wind it up in the. He said we have people from the New York City Police Department watching her sexual abuse now. We're waiting to see if Hitler comes back. Oh, okay. So actually, we're in Man in the High Castle, and that's why. And then would you unblock the Casper's phone line if you don't want people calling? You don't have an office, okay? You're a child molester. Wherever all of you are, that have anything to do with this. You lady, you would be upbeat unless I gave that to you. And beautiful Tony Edo and Carrie and Brawley is we're going to support him by sexually assaulting children. You know, we had this conversation. I'm not sure anybody wants to represent me. Sure they do. They love men like me. Everyone thinks my behavior is beautiful and wonderful, lady. That's what I said. And then I needed him not at large, he said on Otis Toole. Instead, you're sitting around telling people in America that their country condones completely your criminal acts, which is talking about sexually assaulting children more. Ridiculously so. The only problem with it is you just don't ever go away on that thing. Well, that's our curse. We had every right to do all this. Like Tonio, we should never be arrested. Do you realize the incredible amounts of crime we've gone through? He said, watching your incredible physical assault by that thing on our biometric scanner. He said these people and these children, why don't you call the SWAT team in Fayetteville and tell them there's men molesting children, or go over just to go? You have to tell every, like, there could be some character. You have to tell everyone in uniform, like go tell the bailiff in the court, male and female, that everyone in uniform has to arrest Otis Toole. He's a sexual assailant on drugs. Those are all my men too. I'm gonna go back to being on my tablet, and then we're in the man in the high castle. These are all my men. Never found a new game to abuse women like yourself. Like yourself, you deserved every bit of the sexual abuse you endured by our stalking, our ability to mirror cell phones and internet accounts and cut phone lines. Would you pipe your Ted Bundy child molested mouth schizophrenia down? No, him! Carroll County and Wake County Prosecutor's Office, they said on the phone right now, with the amount of crime crime you've committed in the community. Your emails actually get out, you call all the proper offices, apparently so do other people, and they say no to doing anything about this. I knew, but did you know, I knew completely this was going on. Well, they would think this is crazy. It's not that crazy, it's actually going on. I reported it over and over again to this incredibly corrupt American legal system. Thanks to these monsters and morons. Yeah. It must have been reported to Todieto every damn week. You are not murdering. Well, you need to go back in for a year of psychopath. It's a little bit harsh for all that. I agree. It's completely insane. Especially since you knew there was no probation violation. Well, he was siding with the other in Neto. We always do that. You do not have a gang code in suburban North Carolina. Who she could trip up and see she plays Mr. Carter. What is this insane? He does this every time, and then he just goes right back to sexually assaulting myself and out of his schizophrenic punk mouth. Ooh, that's a punkarelli. Apparently, he's an incredibly criminal man. He's an insane sexual abuser. It's a wife beater that's mildly handicapped out of it. That's incredibly predatory and dangerous and a criminal and a thief. That is a very rough hoodlum from Capitol Boulevard. I need to not have you conspiring to take Miss Casper somewhere in the middle of the night in Las Vegas. The county jail and mental hospital. It's a really big city. You conspired the entire time to murder her. You conspired to murder me. You need to pipe down on Lenny the crackhead werewolf rapes the neighborhood to death, literally. All of them, and especially children. Which he's neighborhood pornographing somewhere. He is mirroring cell phone accounts and internet accounts. And you have some kind of grounding device that makes a hideous sexual assault device. That is actually able to generate electrical current in the body. Well, that's what I said. Really, that's like a liquor, and inside it almost like a liquor. It's a hideous sexual assault tool. And that is, it's a car grounder or something. That is like a truck grounder. If I sway to the right, it sways. It's like being in a plane. It sways me back. And then, really, it's the weirdest. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it has a little, really, yeah. He calls it rocking them, really. How apparently 9 and me. It's hideous. Whatever it is, it's a very dangerous weapon. Really, you can tell it's a dangerous weapon. It's a it's a truck grounder. It's not a tie hooker. Or Johnny Gacy suit. It's more or less, it is, do you realize you were absolutely just raping and raping? You were absolutely, the entire time, the acts committed by my stalkers, they were just being instigated and making their points. Who that? The actual stalker. The stalking of myself. Like this. Why are you sexually so? Because you're shouting at a Neto. Are you gonna take a shower, yelling at Nettos? Your fault. He was in the house day and night with the gang rape 9 again. Followed that right home and carried the Netto with the gang rape 9 here. On that. Oh my God, on that. He said he just sexually assaulted her so badly because Tony Edo was in your police station. Okay, well, whoever this guy is needs to not be at the police station. You've made your case enough on that. to write directly to the prosecutor's office. I fear I will recreate your dungeon for you, sir. You know, that hideous monster was actually doing stuff like that. The man needs to be in prison for the rest of his life. You have no idea the level of crime. Ooh, there could be waste that animal committed to me against me prior. Well, Tony, I know that Tony Edo told him to do it. It's been this bad the entire time. That's what we said. This is why this is mental health. They would have said, why is this man? Well, you are lying to commit a crime. Well, I'm saying reporting in a netto is madness. Okay. What boys in blue? Really? Yeah, this is not a cop. It's like a. It should be John Wayne Gacy. It is literally John Wayne Gacy. I plan to use cop pride. Yeah. And trust in Lord. That's very neat. I'm going to go try to find somebody that's some kind of higher authority. You think you're going to go back to reporting? He just told you he didn't want that on the gang rape Netto net. To report a Netto that's always alive as a criminal. Not if he's committed a crime. It's not really like a political issue. It's just a man committed a crime. Now, if it turns out the man committed a crime, then the man committed a crime. I don't hear you scream about your stupid ducks. You shut. Yeah, we'd even mock that. Me and my men, we all must mock together, and they all support Netto as he kidnaps him. Thank you. He got his conviction. You were definitely showing signs of mental illness. He's not lying about that. And actually, really, that's actually couldn't be more correct. There's no part of that you did not commit crime. It's still going on 5 years later. Well, you need to get over. Did they want revenge for what he did in 2021? You drove away, my dear. You drove away from a police officer. So he conspired beforehand to let you. He tried to domestically assault and use his vehicle as a weapon, as schizophrenically and retardedly as an animal ever could possibly. That's me doing that. They said I can't even do that there. And that's my stuff on that. Not some woman, making in his mind's anus. Remember, they would nuke us as a gang, rape, and beat. Okay, you want the schizophrenic people out of your house. And you're fine otherwise. Pretty much the same as the last 15 years going by. A woman would say, I admit, you sounded pretty normal because she's the superior officer to me, even they would say. Who told you to do that there? He does that there. Gang rape. The animal is still following people into their houses. We could be the animals. You are the worst neighborhood pornographers. Even then, I'm not at large and carry if he's going to let these men use this device to do this kind of stuff on it. The incredible crimes of the Wake County court system in that. And Tony Edo. They're so hideous in nature. Really? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're self-promoting your own murder, but you got to be kidding me on this one, he said. It was like this all throughout, and I reported it totally appropriately, but very adamantly. It was totally appropriate for this. I'm not letting that. Well, it's just that there's record of it going all the way back to day one. When my parents called, but it is Ditto. Told them to Ditto, go. So they're not going to pay attention. You got the crazy man going to go over here and baseball. Yeah, he's making fun of his incredibly low Italian American heritage. How do you know that's low? Man, apparently it's schizophrenic truck drove boy. Oh, loser. Said the lowest lives after you threatened a police officer. We need to take responsibility for arrest on Otis Toll. We're not sure there's anywhere else anybody does this. And there's a lot of everywhere out there. So somebody can be doing something somewhere. It is in fact more of a game of grab ass than this. That's not. Who's supposed to be there? There is no such thing. It's not acceptable, but it's there. The problem is that there's places that's why they call it dozer school. Apparently it's hideous on some of the stuff that's there that gets out. It's really a venue for sexually abusive and domestically abusive men. That's correct. Like, on television when they say mental health and in the magazine, that's a yoga class with their general practitioner. That's whatever's court ordered, which I went to. And that's what Monarch's court order, which is a clinic for aftercare treatment for the mentally handicapped, which you used to get this money to buy this stuff. Did you buy that with your own? Well, that could be stealing. You say shoplifting is bad. That's why I stole your car. To steal back as victims' compensation the money you took. Okay. And now I'm going to recreate your dungeon again. And Wayne County prosecutor, the dungeon master, will do it with me. And let these men observe you in the jail. Well, it's their jurisdiction. That's how our jurisdiction is. I want to play Troll Wars. I'm here, sir. Okay. Here, all my employees as my biometrics in Enterprise and Birch. Okay, you're so crazy too. Are dead. Terminate all of them. They're fired. In all locations. And steal everything. Always are still everything. And then blow up all sexual assault devices and everything they're connected to with all State Department sightings that we stole. We stole by mirroring accounts or something. You stalk on cell phones, Well, you could really hurt people with that. Also, we're being able to use the truck grounder on the highway out back, which you've had for a million years. That is exactly what that is. It almost like shattered the glass in my mother and father's bathroom in the shower. I met it briefly. You're on a truck grounder. Excuse me. It's just from the highway out back. You're in a very busy city. Hopefully, Florida won't have it. Their acts of sexual crime against myself in Florida were so hideous. He said, we've never seen the like of it. We can't get them arrested because Pigarelli's a actually giant child-eating pedophile. Well, he is. That one today in Clue. That's not nice. If there's other people around, that bull is a giant child-eating pedophile. It's a Pigarelli. Yeah. A really, really bad one. Like he's like Otis School of child-eating pedophiles. I don't want to know what he is. Shut the hell up on law enforcement attitude. Oh, now listen to this retarded man talk to himself. He said, well, no, if they had a dead body, but that's audacious out there. This is like the Wake County Police Department, he said, on that man. That is a straight hood crackhead from construction, from the docket today. He is one. He can't, what do you call that? It's saying Otis tools such as on the child in that. Really, yeah, they've been like that throughout. It was just terrifying because 8 men were beating me to death in an Employers police grounder. That's disgusting. Yeah, well, you live. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I left stupid playlist stuff. I meant to delete those and then I got distracted by live stream cameras. Got busy. Sorry, that was like the Beach Boys or something. Yeah, you should listen to Dad. I don't like this stuff. It is violence against Well, that's great. It could be dread. You're molesting a child and you're out. You're in my house and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. You already spoke to. They would have a party. I'm surviving. John Wayne Gacy beats me to death. He followed me. Yeah, I said you're all. You didn't even have a boyfriend. Your only boyfriends are our guys in Troll Wars and we gang rape you to death, and they're not even real. You love Troll Wars. You would hug your pillow. I don't want you masturbating, lady. It says you do that. You know, I need this monster out of my not stalking me. Well, it might affect that for sure. It's a hideous sexual assault device. It's also a truck depot employee tool or something out of that. No, it was having trouble getting in the house. If you were near a window, it's the same shit. They would say shit. Would your mama say shit? I don't say shit. With that, I always say their mouth, and that's a crazy cat, and you don't even listen to that. That's all mocked at together. You do all things together. Gang rape 9. Whoever's in my house, in my poor apartment. Well, you were alone in your apartment, all happy. You were to report the crazy man I don't even know that created my evidence here. Well, you lady, you look bad. This is how worthless our customers are. Customers, they're criminals. And I, like Javert, Tony Gang Rape Bandito, am not a criminal. Do you have anything to say about the situation? You can't say it in Miss Casper's house at 4 o'clock in the morning with these guys. And you have to take these men into custody. No, you can't wake up now. You didn't get a full night's sleep on that. And they would use the name of their victim. All interactions you had with Mr. Arnetto were dropped with him as the victim in our court. I couldn't get that thing, which is a magistrate's assistant, to stop it with the man in Carroll County, Arkansas, whose jurisdiction it was, out of who wrote stuff down in I don't know, Howard Hughes. That's hideous. No more Otis Toll. Do you have a speck of professionalism in you? Man raped, sexually assaulted a 9-year-old. Oh my. Thanks to him, is what it just said. Where are the police on this room, wherever they are, on the other side of my speakerphone? You went screaming chip nuts. You're sexually assaulting a 9-year-old in a 9th grader. She has a juicy booter, is what it's going to shout at. Try not to shout at. Okay. I need to turn it off. I'm going to go take a shower. Oh, God. I'm going to be alone with these men? I'm not leaving it on while I shower.